Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the chapter 7, looping structure. So from the term itself, we come to know the overview of the concept like it is a structure, it is a block of code which executes based on the loop. Loop is nothing but a repeating process. So until we attain the result, the loop gets executed. So this is the meaning for the looping structure. The definition for all the looping structure is common. It works until we attain the result, the loop gets executed. So this is the common meaning for all the types of looping structure. So mainly used for iteration logics. Iteration means repeating statement, repeating process, like that. In this, the programmer know in advance how many times a loop should run. So before execution, the programmer know in advance how many times the program should run. For example, so here the initial value, I want the output like the programmer wants the output from starting from 0 to 5. He knows that initial value and the end value, and in between how the value gets changed. These three things will be known by the programmer in advance. Okay, let us see the various types of looping structure one by one. So the first one is the for loop. Whenever we write the term, the types of loops, we have to write in full small letters, even the heading. Okay, it is a keyword. Since it is a keyword, we have to mention as it is given. Okay, as it is defined, as it is predefined. Okay, so like let us see the syntax. We have told that the definition is common for all. All the loops will be executed based on the iteration until we attain the result. Okay. Syntax, the for keyword, and initialization counter. The value gets initialized here. Say for example, the first value. Let us, if I know that the first value is 0 means I will assign the first value as 0 here. Okay. Next is test counter. That is the condition till how many times the loop gets executed. The condition will be given in the test counter. So increment or decrement counter. In case of printing starting from 0 to 10, the value gets incremented. In case I am going to print from 10 to 0 means the value gets decremented. So that is the increment or decrement counter. The statements to be executed. This is the syntax. Let us see the example. PHP for I declare the variable I is equal to 0. It means that the first value of the loop, the output is 0, and it will check the condition. The value is 0, it will check the condition. For the first time, it will check the condition. The condition is true. Here in your book, they have given the echo statement wrongly, printed wrongly. The punctuations are printed wrongly. You just correct this. Echo within double quotes, the number is must be given, and a string concatenation operator, and the $I, the variable, and again the string concatenation operator, again the line break statement. This is the HTML line break statement for printing the next line in the next line. Okay, this loop will be executed. The number is 0. For the first time, the loop gets executed. Now for the second time, after executing, it will go to the increment or decrement counter. So here the value of I gets incremented. This means $I is equal to $I plus 1. So it is the meaning for this increment operator. So the value of I gets incremented by 1. Again the condition gets checked. If condition is true, the loop gets executed. The number is 1. Again, this process repeats until the value of I becomes 10. That is, I is equal to 10. The condition gets checked. It is true. Since it is given equal to, the condition is true, the loop will get executed. And the last iteration is when the I value changes 11, the condition will check, the condition is false, the loop gets terminated. So this is how the for loop works. So next is the for each loop. So for each loop is mainly used with help of arrays. Okay. Again, you have to write the for each without giving any space. In your book, even in the heading and in the syntax, they have given with the space in between the for and each. You have to write the for each continuously. Okay. It is mainly used with arrays. The loop iteration, it is depends on each value, each key value pair. Again we have learnt the key value pair in the array concept, where in associative array we have learnt the key value pair in the associative array. The iteration fully depends on the values mentioned in the array element. Okay, the value of the current array element is assigned to the value variable. The value variable is nothing but given in the syntax. Okay, the value variable will be assigned with the current array element. The first starting with the 0, we have told that the array element starts with 0 and goes on. Starting from 0, after printing or executing each array element, automatically the array element gets incremented to the next array element and the value will be assigned to the value variable. Okay, let us see the syntax for each array. This is array variable as value. The statement should be executed. Let us see the example. Student, it is array variable, and again array keyword is used. Various elements given. So the value will be 0, 1, 2, 3. Totally there are 4 elements. For each, the array variable as value. Initially, the first value will be 0. The first value of 0, that is A, will be assigned to the value. Again, inside the loop, we are just printing. Again, in the book, it is given wrong. It is mentioned wrong. The punctuation is mentioned wrongly. You change it. Okay. Echo and value we should not given within double quotes. Since it is a variable, we have to print the value of the variable. We need to give as it is without the double quotes. Again, a string concatenation operator for printing in the next line, we have to give the line break. Okay, with this the loop over. First, the value 0 A will be printed. Next, the loop will goes. The value 0 will automatically change as 1, and student of 1 is B, will be assigned to value, and value B will be printed. It repeats until the end of the array. This is how the for each loop works. And the last two statements are while and do while. Okay, let us see one by one. So first one is the while statement. It is the entry controlled loop. The control will be in the entry point, in the beginning of the loop. The control will be in the beginning of the loop. Okay, let us see the syntax. While condition. In the beginning of the loop itself, the condition gets checked. So that's why it is called as entry control loop. Okay, and statements. Here you see the example. This is you compare with the for loop and the while loop. This is the init counter, where we have given the 3 parts in a single line, in a single loop within the for. Okay, here we have separated the 3 parts in various positions. Before the condition itself, before the loop begins, we have initialized the value. Here this is the condition, test counter. Here that increment or decrement counter. Okay, before the loop, we give the initial value initialization, and in the loop we give the test counter, and inside the loop we give the increment counter. So this is this is how we separate the 3 parts which are given in the for loop in a single line. So you see, value A is initialized, it will be checked, and it will print the value A, and the next line it comes to the next line, and the value A gets incremented inside the loop itself, and again it checks the condition. Okay, again it checks the condition. So if the condition is true, the loop will be executed. If the condition is false, the loop gets terminated. Okay, this is how the while loop works. You will see about do while. Do while is the exit control loop. It means that the condition is checked at the end of the loop, not at the beginning of the loop. This is the major difference between the while and the do while loop. Okay, and one more thing is the loop executes at least once without checking the condition. That's why we have written as loop executes at least once. Minimum once the loop gets executed without checking any conditions. So that is the difference between the while and the do while. So here the syntax do, and directly the block starts, statements will be executed. At the end of the block, we are giving the while, we are giving the condition. Here you see the difference. In while statement, while condition, there won't be any semicolon here. There won't be any semicolon here. Okay. Whereas in do while, there will be semicolon. So this you have to note it. So let us see the example. The same, before the loop, I initialize the value, the condition, without checking whether it is true or not, the loop starts and it prints the value for the first time. The value gets incremented, and while exiting the loop, the condition checks. If the condition is true, the loop will again execute it. If the condition is true, it will tell do the loop again, work on the loop again. Otherwise, if the condition is false, the loop gets terminated. So this is all about the looping structure and the various types of looping structure. So let us see chapter 8 in the next video. Thank you.